Our next speaker is Carney Anne Nasser. Carney Anne Nasser.
Hey there.
Hi. Please proceed.
First of all, please bear with me. I have a really bad case of COVID, but I'm gonna cough my way through this because this is important. My name is Carney Anne Nasser, and I'm a career wildlife protection attorney with over a decade of work in the nonprofit sector and legal academia. I was the second full-time animal law professor in the world, and prior to my current post at Harvard, I was the director of Michigan State's Animal Welfare Clinic for 3 years. I was featured and worked on the award-winning documentary, The Conservation Game, which was all about the link, between so-called ambassador animals and wildlife trafficking. And I've been involved in the rescue and rehoming of literally dozens of animals, many of whom I have rehomed to Pat Craig's Wild Animal Sanctuary in Colorado. And on top of that, I put together the wildlife trafficking case against Joe Exotic. I've successfully litigated cases involving enclosures such as this one that Rocky's confined to, where judges have found unlawful cruelty to animals based on the evidence of stereotypic behaviors and evidence of psychological stress. An animal doesn't have to have open wounds for a judge to find cruelty to animals. It can be based on evidence of psychological suffering. And the board's statement that the animal is well-fed, well-housed, and treated promptly for medical concerns, that's not the hill you want to die on, because that's not even sufficient to avoid a finding of cruelty to animals. Like, that's a little bit, like, that's a bare minimum. But just to give you a point of reference, I spoke with my friends at the Lincoln Park Zoo, and they provided me with information about coyotes and canids, and their statement about confinement, or the AZA, Association of for a judge to find cruelty to animals. I'm sorry, I heard an echo. Careful consideration should be given to exhibit design so that all areas meet the physical, social, behavioral, and psychological needs of the coyote. Animals should be displayed in exhibits replicating their natural habitat. There are standards for housing coyotes and other canids. It's 140 pages long. Well-fed, well-housed, treated promptly for medical concerns. Frankly, that's embarrassing.
1 minute.
Sorry, Pat Craig, however, so those are the standards of the AZA. Pat Craig has the biggest wild animal sanctuary in the world. I've been there a number of times, and his standards even surpass those of the AZA. So frankly, in my professional opinion, this animal should be relocated to his sanctuary as soon as possible. The facts are, with all due respect to the young lady,
30 seconds.
Montessori school, you cannot learn about a coyote other than what they look like from seeing them confined into an enclosure that denies them their ability to act like a coyote. There's no educational value, as my colleagues have stated. In fact, the data and evidence shows, data and evidence written about by my friends at the Lincoln Park Zoo, that seeing animals confined or demonstrated or displayed in an unnatural type of way actually diminishes our appreciation for true wildlife conservation, and just suggests that animals are only here for our whims. So please, I urge you to do the right thing. This is a no-brainer. Thank you.